What's going on, everybody? It's Bulls Nation Station back at it again with another one. And there's been a couple of reports the past couple of days of an anonymous source talking about the projected lineup for the Bulls and how they plan on having a specific player start and a specific player come off the bench. But at the same time, you won't be fully certain until, training camp happens. So I want to get my predictions on that. But yeah, before I get into that, I want you guys to subscribe to my page, as I'll be uploading Bulls content throughout this summer. I want you guys to follow me on Twitter. I'm trying to get back in the Twitter thing. Follow me at Bulls N Station, and also follow me on Instagram at Bulls Nation Station. But yeah, enough of that. I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. And so, the Chicago Bulls point guard situation. What do I feel will happen as far as the point guards? I want to start off talking about each different player. And so the first player I want to talk about is Jevon Carter, as he's the new acquisition for the Chicago Bulls. He's that quote-unquote guy who replaced Patrick Beverley. So in that sense, with him replacing Patrick Beverley, you will automatically think that Jevon Carter will be the perfect point guard to start alongside the Bulls. And as far as my predictions, I feel like that would be, to start off the case. And the reason I say Jevon Carter, because I feel like Jevon Carter, he has experience playing alongside superstar players. He has experience, not only starting some games, the games that Jrue Holiday was out, but also finishing a lot of games, playing alongside Giannis, playing alongside Lopez, even playing some games alongside Jrue Holiday. I feel like Jevon Carter is equipped in that, and I feel like his skills and the things that he's good at fits alongside, the Bulls starters. While he's not the best passer, you guys got to understand that Patrick Beverley, he wasn't the best passer. He had some good passes, don't get me wrong, and it was great to see him take the ball out of DeMar DeRozan's hands from time to time. But when Lonzo was on the team, he wasn't just a play initiator. Even when he was on the team, DeMar DeRozan was the initiator. Zach LaVine initiated sometimes. Lonzo, he was kind of like that secondary playmaker, which is nothing wrong at all. And also Vooch was a playmaker. So I feel that, Jevon Carter, he can fit in when he fit in. He can handle the ball when he needs to handle the ball. And that's a good thing. He's not a ball-dominant guy, because we already have a couple of ball-dominant guys in the starting lineup. And so that's not going to take away nothing from what Jevon Carter does. And he's also a great shooter. We need shooting to space the floor for DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine to work. If he's a respectable three-point shooter, and then, that clears up space so DeMar DeRozan won't be trapped as much. Zach won't be trapped as much. Vooch will have a little more room to operate. And so that's awesome, that Jevon Carter, his tools will be an excellent fit for the starting lineup. And defensively, we always dependent on that point of attack defender. And if you're a great point of attack defender, and then that'll be, helpful leading to the other defenses. So as Patrick Beverley was a good point of attack defender, Caruso obviously is a great one, Lonzo was a great one. I feel like Jevon Carter can provide some of those same type of defensive antics, so that's awesome to see. And I feel like Jevon Carter would be a great fit as the starting point guard for the Chicago Bulls. Now the next guy I want to talk about is Coby White. And now this is a tricky one, because Coby White had such a really good season last season, and he's constantly improving. You don't know how much more Coby White will improve heading into this season. He improved so much as far as his ball handling, as far as his playmaking. He does a lot of those things, and I feel like Coby White might even be a surprise start for the Bulls. I feel like if Coby White, his biggest thing is to become more of a consistent shooter. He's a really good three-point shooter when he's hot, but he's also been known as like the microwave spark coming off the bench. But if he's more consistent, as far as the way he plays, maybe the coach will give him a look at starting for the Chicago Bulls. I mean, his defense has improved tremendously, and he's just, he closed a lot of games for us last season. It was games where they took Patrick Beverley out, and Coby White was, the guy who ended the games. And that was pretty cool to see, especially the series against the Heat and against the Toronto Raptors. I feel like Coby really stepped up, and so yeah, I feel like Coby White also has a really good chance to be the starter. And the fact that he's still continuing to get better and better, he's still young. You know, I feel like the sky's the limit for Coby White, and I feel like he's going to have a good chance. So we're going to see what happens with that. The next point guard I want to talk about, which will be a question mark, is Ayo Dosunmu, as he's not 100% confirmed to be on the team next season. I feel like he has a really good chance. He's already been extended a qualifying offer, and as long as, you know, other teams don't give him a deal that the Bulls won't match, you know, he's going to be back on the Chicago Bulls. I feel like a lot of people is kind of overlooked on Ayo just because he had a down season last season. He hit that sophomore slump, but you guys forget the potential and the outlook he had his rookie season. You know, he was heading towards really good things, and you know, during his rookie season it seemed like Ayo Dosunmu was going to be the point guard of the future for the Bulls. So yeah, I feel like, you know, he had a down season, but I feel like it's also a way he could bounce back from that. He could bounce back from, you know, all the downs that he had. He can get back to shooting a good percentage. You know, his playmaking, his IQ, I feel like with another year can be a lot better. So don't sleep on Ayo. Don't forget about Ayo. You know, I feel like he's going to come with a greater edge this third season, just because he know how down of a season he had this last season. And so hopefully, you know, Ayo can bounce back and he can, you know, garner a nice contract, you know, heading into the following season. So don't sleep on Ayo. And yeah, it's going to be cool to see what he does. And one more point guard that I want to mention that nobody has put in place, but is also a possible idea, is Alex Caruso. You know, you say Alex Caruso will have the opportunity to start at point. Say Patrick Williams has improved greatly and he takes back that starting power forward position. You know, you have Torrey Craig here now, so he could play some backup power forward. Alex Caruso, he can possibly fit in the starting point guard position just because of his defensive powers. You know, he was a first team all defense last season. You know, he's a very high IQ type of player. And say the point guards that we've had, you know, the Jevon Carter, the Coby White, it's not working as far as getting the Bulls off to a great start. You know, they might need a veteran that's been through the ringer, that's won a championship, that has high IQ, that can start for the Bulls. And Alex Caruso might be that guy. You know, they did that with him in the playoffs against the Bucks. You know, that season Lonzo got hurt. And so, yeah, that's a possibility also. And I feel like, you know what you're going to get with Caruso. You know the type of player he is. He had a really good playing game against the Miami Heat where he hit some big shots and played some terrific defense. So who knows? The biggest thing with Caruso, you have to preserve him in a way to where he doesn't get hurt throughout the season. But yeah, those are 4 different possibilities. How do you feel? Comment down below as far as the Bulls starting point guard position. Who would you rather see start? Who do you feel will be the starter? And yeah, I'm going to holler at you guys later on the next video, and I'm out.